डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Namaskar friends, I, Dr. Jaini Shah, welcome you to Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University's video lecture series. Today we are going to learn unit number 10, which is the Blessed Demoiselle. It is a part of FYBA English paper number 1, Introduction to Literature. Friends, in this session we are going to learn about the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, the poem The Blessed Demoiselle, summary of the poem, themes of the poem, and poetry and painting as sister arts, and as well as some important stanzas of the poem from this perspective. Friends, before we start with the poem The Blessed Demoiselle, let us begin with a background to Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, because this poem is an integral part of these movement of British literature. Friends, Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood or Pre-Raphaelites, as they are famously known as, they were a group of British artists who were painters, poets and art critics. Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, henceforth I will refer to it as PRB. Friends, PRB was founded in 1848 by three artists called William Holman Hunt, John Everett Millais and Dante Gabriel Rossetti. These three founders were later joined by another four artists, which were William Michael Rossetti, James Collinson, Frederick George Stephens and Thomas Woolner. In this way, a total of 7-member brotherhood was formed. Now friends, you must be thinking that what does this name Pre-Raphaelite means and why this name? So, the reason behind this name is that PRB rejected the painters who succeeded the Italian painters like Raphael and Michelangelo. For PRB believed that the classical poses and elegant compositions used in the paintings of Raphael had corrupting influence on the academic teaching of art, and hence they called themselves or they recognized themselves as Pre-Raphaelites. Now friends, PRB was special because they were simultaneously working on paintings and poetry both. PRB's purpose was to reform art by rejecting the earlier classical poses and incorporating abundant details, intense colors and complex compositions in paintings. PRB majorly worked around the four principles that were laid by them. These four principles are, the first one being that PRB Brotherhood decided that one must have genuine ideas to express. Second principle was to study nature attentively. Third was to exclude conventional methods and poses. And the fourth and the most important principle was to produce thoroughly good pictures and good statues. Friends, PRB was hugely influenced by Romanticism and nature. They used great detail in their paintings to show the natural world using bright and sharp focus techniques on white canvas. PRB firmly believed in a combination of literature and other arts, that is, painting specifically for PRB. PRB believed that each picture should tell a story. This concept united their paintings with their poetry. And these two arts, friends, these two arts are also known as the sister arts. Now friends, let us come to the basic details of the concerned poem, which is the Blessed Damozel. You can see the picture of D.G. Rossetti. This is a poem and a painting by Dante Gabriel Rossetti. We now know he was a founder of PRB. He was born in 1828 and died at the age of 53 in 1882. The Blessed Damozel is the best known poem by Rossetti. It was first published in the year 1850 when Rossetti was around 19 years old. It was published in the pre-Raphaelite journal called The Germ. Rossetti revised the poem twice and got it republished in the years 1856, 1870 and 1873. Friends, the Blessed Damozel painting was based on the poem of the same name, completed in 1878. So, the poem was written first and then the painting was made based on the poem. Now, let us come to the poem, the Blessed Damozel, which is a ballad. That means it's a kind of a love song. In the title, the word blessed means holy, or the one who lives with a God in heaven. And damozel is an old English word for damsel, which means a young and unmarried woman. Friends, the poem is written in 24 stanzas of 6 lines each, making it a 144 lines ballad. The metrical pattern of the poem is iambic tetrameters in lines 1, 3 and 5, that is odd numbered lines of each stanza, which is made of 4 beats per line, whereas even lines, that is 2, 4 and 6 of each stanza follows iambic trimeter, which means that it contains 3 unstressed followed by stressed beats. Friends, Rossetti maintains the rhyme scheme of ABCBD in the entire poem. It continues in the same manner. Friends, there are 3 narrative voices in the poem, 3 speakers, a third person omniscient who describes the actions, happenings and surroundings of heaven and earth. Then the second narrative voice is found in parenthesis. Friends, there are certain lines in the poem which are written in brackets. These lines are narrated in first person, where the speaker narrates the sadness of the lover who is pining for his beloved on the earth. The third voice is a direct speech of damozel when she reveals her plans and prayers to unite with her lover who is on the earth. So friends, basically this poem presents a romantic, dreamlike atmosphere where a virgin young woman who is claimed by death stands at the threshold of heaven, pining for the young man she left behind, while he likewise pines for her on earth. Now let us go through a short summary of the poem, The Blessed Damozel. Friends, this poem begins with a description, a detailed description of a woman who is leaning out, who is stooping out from heaven. She is holding lilies in her hands. Lilies are white flowers. She is holding them. She is one of the God's choristers, which means that she is a member of a prayer singing group in heaven. She is breathtakingly beautiful, but also melancholy, sad. It soon becomes clear that she left someone on earth. Whom she has left on earth? Well, there is her lover on earth who is heartbroken by her death and her departure to heaven. They pine for one another across the vast expanse of the heaven and the earth, which has divided them, which has taken them apart. The demoiselle declares her wish to bring her lover to the heaven and wishes that her prayers for the same are granted by the God. She wishes that the God fulfills her prayers. She visualizes that if her beloved arrives in heaven, she will show him all the beautiful places of heaven. They will meet the Virgin Mary, and then Virgin Mary will guide them to Christ, who eventually will bless their love so that they both can unite in heaven. She dreams further that the two will be able to finally live in peace and solitude, which they did not get to experience on earth. But unfortunately, friends, this was just a dream, and after returning to reality, the demoiselle breaks down. She cries once more at their separation, and her lover on earth could hear that she is crying from heaven. Her lover did hear her cry. Here the poem ends. In this way, friends, this is a very visual, imaginative and romantic poem. Now, there are certain major ideas that the poem conveys. It has three major themes. The first and the very prominent theme across the poem is that of undying love. Because although the death of the demoiselle has separated her from the man she loves, the love between the two of them continues, it lives on. It has been 10 years that she has died, they have parted their ways, yet the feeling of love between both the lovers is as strong and fresh and live as if it has been just a day that they have parted. Instead, in reality, it has been 10 long years. The second theme is death. Friends, death is the harsh reality, and the lovers in the blessed demoiselle are no exception from it. Death of demoiselle takes the lovers apart. She finds her place in heaven while he is still on earth. The portrayal of God's celestial heaven lightens the somberness of death, but despite their love and prayers for each other, death has done them apart, and there is no way now that they can unite, because they are ways apart. One is in heaven, the other is on earth. They are unable to fulfill their wish of being united again. The third and the very obvious theme, friends, in this poem is biblical references. From the title itself to the descriptions in the poem, they allude to Christianity and Bible. There is a detailed description of heavenly abode, Virgin Mary, Holy Spirit, Christ, angels, mystic tree, souls, dove, etc. D.G. Rossetti, like his PRB fellows, was influenced by Romanticism, medievalism and nature. which is visible in this particular work of art, poem and painting alike. Now friends, let us see the relationship that exists between this poetry and painting. Friends, John Ruskin, who was a theorist and critic, he propounded an idea of sister arts, which was associated to the 18th century as well as PRB's school of thought. Poetry and painting were considered sister arts. John Ruskin regarded visual arts as expressive of language. So, visual arts were nothing but an expression of language. This concept was carried out in the paintings that illustrated well-known narratives. So, the paintings which were based on literature. For example, the poem The Blessed Damozel itself. From 1840s through 1870s, a number of writers or poets who were also painters, sculptors or architects emerged, and there were often parallels drawn and comparisons made between literature and other arts, especially between poetry and painting. So friends, we shall further analyze the poem through some important stanzas which are important from the point of view of this concept or relationship between poetry and painting. Friends, the first stanza of the poem is: the blessed damozel leaned out from the gold bar of heaven. Her eyes were deeper than the depth of waters stilled at even. She had 3 lilies in her hand, and the stars in her hair were 7. Rossetti begins this poem or this piece of literature by having the speaker describe the woman that he refers to as the blessed damozel. Friends, pay attention to the details which are provided here by Rossetti, as they create images in our mind. When you read this poem, you can visualize a blessed damozel, a young woman who is leaning out of a gold bar of heaven, whose eyes are deeper than the depths of waters. They are deeper than waters. 3 lilies, 3 flowers in her hand. There are 7 stars in her hair. These numbers 3 and 7 also have religious significance. The 3 lilies in her hand stand for purity, beauty and innocence of damozel, whereas 7 stars stand for 7 traditional virtues that she possesses. Virtues such as temperance, prudence, faith, fortitude, justice, charity and hope. The speaker in the poem sees damozel as unattainable entity who is infinitely deep and beautiful. The second stanza, friends, is: her hair that lay along her back was yellow like ripe corn. Rossetti has used a figure of speech, simile, here to compare the color of her hair with a ripe yellow corn. This is in contrast to the religious imagery which is prevalent through the poem. Instead of having her hair pulled back and covered, as is usually the case, her hair are long, open, and they lay along her back and are yellow in color. Stanza 4 is: yet now and in this place, surely she leaned over me, her hair fell all about my face, nothing, the autumn fall of leaves. Friends, here there is a description of a lover on the earth who feels the damozel's long hair spread all over his face. But he wakes up from his dream to find that it is not Demoiselles' hair, but it was only the falling of yellow leaves from the trees due to autumn season. Friends, stanza 5 and 6 are, it was the rampart of God's house that she was standing on, beneath the tides of day and night, the void as low as where this earth spins. Friends, rampart here means a protective barrier, a wall-like structure where outsiders are not allowed. So Demoiselle is looking down on earth from the rampart of God's house, that is heaven. And below on the earth, there are tides of days and night. Days are progressing. There is a void or vast space which separates the two lovers. One is in the heaven and the other is on the earth. Hence, Rossetti has described the two different avenues, the two different places which makes them apart. Stanza 7 of the poem is, around her lovers newly met, mid deathless love's acclaims. Rossetti narrates that the Demoiselle is not alone in heaven. She has other people around her. These people are the lovers that are being united with their loved ones. Friends, moving forward to stanza 8, it is, until her bosom must have made the bar she leaned on warm, and the lilies lay as if asleep along her bended arm. Here Rossetti tries to convey an ironic situation where the Demoiselle in reality should be happy because she is in the heaven where eternal happiness exists. But here the Demoiselle is sad because her beloved is not with her. She has waited for her beloved so long against the wall that her chest has made the wall warm. The wall is warm with the beloved, and the lilies now look dull as if they are sleeping in her arm. Friends, stanza 15 says, we too will lie in the shadow of that living mystic tree within whose secret growth the dove is sometimes felt to be. These lines convey the Demoiselle's wish that when her lover comes to heaven, when he arrives to heaven, the two of them will rest beneath the tree of life in the presence of the Holy Spirit, that is the dove. Friends, the mystic tree and dove are the references or the symbols for the tree of life and the Holy Spirit, which are clear references, clear biblical references. Stanza 21, friends. And angels meeting us shall sing to their citherns and citoles. The Demoiselle believes that when she will arrive hand in hand with her lover, the God's angels will begin to sing for them with their musical instruments. They will celebrate the lover's arrival. Friends, citherns and citoles are the musical instruments that are there in the heaven. So when you go through these stanzas and understand, you will understand that there is a kind of abundance of details as well as there is an abundance of feelings and emotions that are conveyed by Rossetti in these poems. Friends, we can almost say that Dante Gabriel Rossetti has painted the poem for the readers. Now friends, let us take a look at the actual painting of the Blessed Demoiselle that has been talked about in this session. Friends, as you can see, this is the original painting by Rossetti in the year 1875 to 78. This is an oil on canvas painting, and now it is located at Lady Lever Art Gallery in England. Friends, take a good look at the painting and rethink upon the poem that we have just learnt. As you can see, the painting has two sections, the upper section and the lower section. Now let us start from the top. Here you can see the lovers that are uniting in the heaven. Now let us come to the beautiful lady here, who is the demoiselle, the blessed demoiselle, who is leaning on the gold bar. You can see the gold bar here. Notice the melancholy or sad expression of her face. Look at her hair, long and yellow in color. Notice the 7 stars that we talked about, the 7 embellishment, the stars in her hair. Look at the 3 lilies, the 3 flowers, 3 white flowers that she is holding. And demoiselle is looking, her gaze is downwards towards her lover. And these 3 are the angels that we talked about. They will play the musical instruments on their arrival. Now the lower section, friends, is the earth that is depicted in the poem. Here you can see the lover who is relaxing under a tree. He has dreamy eyes, he is dreaming of the beloved, and he is looking upwards in the sky. And you can also notice the sad or melancholy expression on his face because he is pining for his beloved. And you can notice the yellow leaves here in the tree which go all over on the face of the lover. So friends, this painting is a beautiful and everlasting painting of valuable merit, artistic merit. Kindly observe the compositions, the color compositions, the positions, the poses of the characters depicted here, and the intense colors that are projected in this painting. So friends, I hope this session has been a useful learning experience for you, and you have understood the poem The Blessed Demoiselle as well as the painting The Blessed Demoiselle, and now you know how to relate painting and poetry or other arts and literature. Thank you for watching the video, friends. Goodbye until next time.